No fire burned in the hearth behind him. The cold bloods wouldn't risk a flame, even in their prison cells. They'd be coming for him soon. The chateau below him was waking now. Monsters rising from beds of cold earth and slipping on the facade that they were something close to human. The air outside was thick with the hymn of bats' wings. Thrall soldiers clad in dark steel patrolled the battlements below. Twin wolves and twin moons emblazoned on black cloaks. The killer's lip curled as he watched them, men standing guard where no dog would abase itself. The sky above was dark as sin. The horizon, red as his lady's lips the last time he kissed her. He ran one thumb across his fingers, the letters inked below his knuckles. "Patience," he whispered. "May I come in?" The killer didn't let himself flinch. He knew the cold blood would have relished that. Instead, he kept staring out the window at the broken knuckles of the mountains beyond, capped by ash-grey snow. He could feel the thing standing behind him now, its gaze roaming the back of his neck. He knew what it wanted. Why it was here. Hoping it'd be quick and knowing, deep down, that they'd savor every scream. He finally turned, feeling fire swell inside him at the sight of it. The anger was an old friend, welcome and warm, making him forget the ache in his veins, the tug of his scars, the years on his bones. Looking at the monster before him, he felt positively young again, born toward forever on the wings of a pure and perfect hate. "Good evening, Chevalier," the cold blood said. It had been only a boy when it died. 15 or 16 perhaps, still possessed of that slim androgyny found on manhood's cusp. But God only knew how old it was, really. A hint of colour graced its cheeks, large brown eyes framed by thick golden locks, a tiny curl arranged artfully on its brow. Its skin was poreless and alabaster pale, but its lips were obscenely red. The whites of its eyes flushed just the same. Fresh fed. If the killer didn't know better, he'd have said it looked almost alive. Its frock coat was dark velvet, embroidered with golden curlicues. A mantle of raven's feathers was draped over its shoulders, the collar upturned like a row of glossy black blades. The crest of its bloodline was stitched at its breast, twin wolves rampant against the twin moons. Dark breeches, a silken cravat and stockings, and polished shoes completed the portrait. A monster wearing an aristocrat's skin. It stood in the center of his cell, though the door was still locked like a secret. A thick book was pressed between its bone-white palms, and its voice was lullaby sweet. "I am Marquis Jean-François of the blood Chastain, historian of Her Grace Margot Chastain, first and last of her name, undying empress of wolves and men." The killer said nothing. "You are Gabriel de León, last of the Silver Saints." Still, the killer named Gabriel made not a sound. The thing's eyes burned like candlelight in the silence. The air felt sticky black and lush. It seemed for a moment that Gabriel stood at the edge of a cliff, and that only the cold press of those ruby lips to his throat might save him. He felt his skin prickling, an involuntary stirring of his blood as he imagined it. The want of moth for flame, begging to burn. "May I come in?" the monster repeated. "You're already in, cold blood," Gabriel replied. The thing glanced below Gabriel's belt and gifted him a knowing smile. "It is always polite to ask, Chevalier." It snapped its fingers, and the iron-clad door swung wide. A pretty thrall in a long black dress and corset slipped inside. Her gown was a crushed velvet damask, wasp-waisted, a choker of dark lace about her throat. Her long red hair was bound into braids, looped across